Hi everyone, my name is Roland. I'm the co-founder of Nordigen. And what we do, we help banks use customer transaction data to improve credit scoring. Banks reject too many good loan applicants. Depending on the loan type, a bank can reject anywhere from 30 up to 90% of all loan applications. And the reason why banks reject so many applications is that they base their decisions on credit scores. But not many people actually have a credit score. In fact, globally, only 30% of people have a credit score. Lucky for banks, twice as many people have a bank account, which contains transactions, and it's essentially all the information a bank requires to potentially score a customer. Now, using this bank account transaction information is a very challenging task for banks, especially in credit scoring, but we've made it easy. We've developed a transaction behavior analysis engine that helps banks to use customer transactions to score and approve more of good loan applicants. Works like this: when a person applies for a loan, we automatically analyze their transaction history and we form behavior factors, and then bank can use these behavior factors directly in the scoring models, and the results are very impressive. We increase approval rates by 15%, but not just that. We make loan applicant screening 30 times faster, and we're 15 times more precise than the systems that banks currently use. And we validated this. We validated this in 9 countries in and out of Europe. We have 20 paying customers already, among which you would find large and small retail banks, consumer lenders, peer-to-peer lenders, you name it. So the solution can be applicable to all lending types. And the pricing is very simple. We charge 50 cents per every loan applicant that we screen. Or let's say for a bank that wants to analyze 100,000 customers per year, we would charge 50,000 euros per year. It's very simple. We fill a gap. Historically, companies like Yodlee have provided banks with transactions, and then Experian was able to score customers, but in between, this gap was filled by consultants who charged by the hour to figure out how to analyze transactions and fit them into scoring models. Now we've automated this. Behind it is a team of 6 extraordinary people. We've graduated Nordea Bank Accelerator, we've won the Rietum Bank FinTech Challenge, we know what banks need, and we've done a pretty good job in delivering this. But now we need your help. We're raising a seed round of 500,000 euros to continue our growth. So if you want to join our mission and help us help banks use customer transaction data to improve credit scoring, let's talk. Thank you.
All right, thanks a lot for the first pitch of the day. Great job, well explained. So, but this is a product for big banks, for big loans, am I correct?
Actually, you could use it for any loans, for any type, size of financial institution, even small, mom and pop pawn shops, or it could be also like, large retail banks.
But how would those pawn shops have the credit history of the user?
So globally, what happens? There's a trend across Europe, actually everywhere in the world. Whenever it's very hard to score a potential customer, whenever there's no score, these lenders already ask for loan applicants to submit bank statements. And similarly, in the pawn shops, what happens is that loan applicants is asked to submit a bank statement, and that's when they get the transactions. And that's when they have to figure out how to use those transactions.
How long period of transactions do you need to make a good estimation?
So, well, it depends on the loan type. It could be anywhere from 3 months up to 12 months. A good rule of thumb is 6 months. That's it, plenty to actually be able to have a statistically significant result.
From my side, I like the clarity of your product and the market, but the question is that how much more could you do using your technology? Because, for instance, regular consumer probably doesn't take a mortgage every single year. It's probably rather rare occasions that they go and competing with the banks. But how much more could you do?
So it could be, well, first of all, we try to fix the really painful problem, is that the credit scoring, where so many loan applicants are rejected. But the technology, it's based on transaction categorization, so we identify what transactions means, and then once you have that data, you could use it to improve the credit scoring. You could actually use it to pre-score all, bank can use it to pre-score all their portfolio of customers and figure out whom to offer what. So the later on the applications there are a lot of applications to be used this one.
What about the new banking regulation which opens the transactions? Then would it be possible with your technology to look at my Nordea account and then give my kind of a general credit rating to kind of anybody?
So what's going to happen next year is that banks will be forced to open up, and they will be forced to share the transactions, and more lenders will have more and more transactions. And that will even increase the problem that there's a lot of transactions but very little knowledge how to use this data. So we're super excited about next year's this PSD2, as they call the banking regulation. There'll be a lot of transactions that no one will understand, and ours is the only engine that can essentially figure out what the transactions mean.
Historically, of course, the false positives have not been the big issue for banks. So why would you think that would be the case in the future?
Well, false, as you deal with large data sets and as you deal with decisions that require very precise inputs, false positives are going to become a larger issue, of course. How we are fixing this, we're taking samples of data, trying to figure out how good the data quality is. Right now our error rate is very small, but if once we move into countries like Africa or Southeast Asia where the data quality may be not so great, then we will have to figure out how to approach this. We've approached this, before we've approached this, we used statistics to figure out how to decrease the error rate. So that's the approach we'll use further as well.
How sensitive is the pricing? Could you be charging 10 times more for a larger account?
It depends on the value that we bring. So if once we figure out how to use the same technology to bring a value that's 10 times larger, easy, we could charge 10 times more. Right now we're focusing on the very simple problem that the banks have, but the super painful one, which is these rejection rates. And the pricing is adjusted to this problem.
Yeah, I'm also a little bit worried about, you said that you have 20 customers and 100,000 revenue, so you only have quite limited number of big banks like Nordea. Nordea is the 26th bank of Europe, so if you only get 100,000 revenue from banks like Nordea, then you won't get, there is some kind of a mismatch there. So how do you like to comment that?
Sure. So, well, we are in very early stages, and all of our clients are growing themselves, and they're using our product more and more. But there are so many banks and so many lenders right now. There are more than 50,000 lenders in the world. It's very hard to know the real number because there's so many. And the applications there are lots. Just this technology can help to solve many problems. So we're not very worried about the scale. We're more worried about working with big banks. It's a very challenging
task. Thanks a lot. We are running out of time.
Thank you.
Thank you.